Carlos Sainz puts it on pole in a wet British Grand Prix qualifying for the first time in his career, but for a second I thought it was going to be a different Spaniard that stuck it on pole. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Racing for your F1 2022 British Grand Prix qualifying review. Great for Carlos Sainz. You know what, he's had a difficult start to the season. Last time out in Canada, he managed to get second. I think he should have got the win. I think Ferrari screwed him out of win. He's had a bad season. But, you know, with the Canada result, and now this result in qualifying, getting his first pole, and he was pretty emotional when he got it as well. You know, fair play to Sainz. It's been a difficult season for him, and the fact that he's bounced back well with a second place and a pole position, and it'll be interesting to see how he can turn it into hopefully something better tomorrow. But yeah, no, big up Carlos Sainz. I actually predicted Carlos Sainz to get pole today. I thought he would. You can even see my bet. I took him to beat I took him to beat Charles Leclerc as well. So no, I did expect Sainz to have a good performance today. I thought maybe Verstappen might have pipped him to the pole, but it wasn't to be. Verstappen, Leclerc both made mistakes, both span. Leclerc in Q3, and I believe Verstappen in Q3 as well, early on in Q3, or was it early on in Q2? Can't remember. Both of them spun though. Carlos Sainz didn't spun. He kept it on the track, and he, you know, quite rightly, deservedly got pole position. So, yeah, no, fair play to Carlos Sainz. But Latifi, what a drive from Latifi, managing to get it into Q3. They brought all the upgrades, Williams, this week, but it was for the car of Alexander Albon. So for Alexander Albon to get beaten by his teammate and his teammate to get into Q3, I mean, yeah, Williams will be happy they've got a car in Q3, a car starting in the top 10, but at the same time, they must be like, wow, all those upgrades, and, you know, the old car outperformed the new car with the shit driver in it. So yeah, fair play to Latifi. Fernando Alonso timed it to perfection in the last run, Q3. He managed to cross the line with about 2 seconds to go. I assumed that he was going to have one last flying run, and I thought he was honestly going to get pole because the track was drying out lap after lap after lap. But for some reason, he crossed the line in time, but he looked like he backed off straight away. I don't understand it. Crossed the line, and then even going into turn one, you could just see that it looked like he'd given up in the lap. So I don't know if there was a miscommunication. Maybe he thought they didn't make it over the line, or maybe they didn't prepare for another lap. Maybe there was not enough fuel for one more lap. Not too sure, but for a moment it did look like Fernando Alonso had a really good chance at pole. It was a decent qualifying for Lewis Hamilton. I thought probably would have maybe hoped he could have done a bit better, but you know, 5th place, behind the best of the rest, really, behind the Red Bulls and Ferraris. We'll see what Lewis Hamilton can do tomorrow. Lando Norris, again, always consistent. Another great 6th place finish for him. George Russell, maybe slightly disappointing down in 8th. And Guan Su as well getting in. I think he's been really good, Su, this season. Just hasn't really had the results to back it up. So hopefully he can start scoring points. And that's pretty much it. A terrible race for Aston Martin. Again, both drivers out in Q1. Disaster, honestly. What a disaster that is. Haas had both cars go in Q1 as well. Daniel Ricciardo, again, just, I think he could be gone at the end of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if McLaren move him on. He's just constantly getting beaten, outdone by Lando Norris every single week. And yeah, at one stage, you know, Daniel Ricciardo did look like a great driver. He looked like a potential world champion. But those days are done. I think Daniel is done. I don't think he'll ever win another race, to be fair. I don't think he'll get a top seat unless he somehow manages to keep this McLaren drive, and McLaren can turn things around and start fighting for wins. Even if McLaren do start fighting for wins, it'd be tough to see Ricciardo beating Lando Norris. So I think Danny Ricciardo's time at the top's done. I wouldn't be surprised if he fades away or just, you know, takes up a position at a team down the bottom of the grid. But anyway, Carlos Sainz on pole position. Hopefully he can turn it into a win tomorrow. I'd like to see him do it, but it's going to be difficult because he's got Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc right behind him. So yeah, decent qualifying. It was fun. Raining, drying up, then raining again. Yeah, it was good stuff. I enjoyed it. Hopefully more of the same in the race tomorrow. That's it, guys. Back for the review. Till then, peace.